Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is video lecture number 20, course of first year pre-engineering group. The topic is using factors to sketch the graph. Mean the given quadratic function f given in the factorized form, so how you can sketch the graph using that factors. This is our objective of this video lecture. This topic is also discussed in previous video lecture. Okay, so the target of this video lecture is sketch the graph of a quadratic function which is given in the factorized form. Mean the form of the quadratic function is f of x is equal to a times x minus b and x minus q. You see that this is the product of two linear factors. So how you can sketch when the quadratic functions are given in this factorized form? Okay, for that you must remember the following points. Y is equal to f of x, the graph of this function, the graph of f of x is equal to a times x minus p x minus q will cut the x-axis at p0 and q0. Means that p0 and q0 are the x-intercepts of the graph of f of x is equal to a times x minus p x minus q. So this point is clear from this factorized version. Whenever the quadratic function is given in this form, so p0 and q0 will be the x-intercept. Mean from those points the function will cut the x-axis. Okay. For y-intercept, or in other words, if I say the point from which the graph of the function passes the y-axis, I will put x equal to 0 to get that point. Okay, so that will be the next step. And the third step, you need to find out some additional points, and those additional points will decide for you that what will be the vertex and how you can, and at last, and how you can decide that the branches will be open upward or downward. So it must be calculated from here. If this a is greater than 0, so the branches will be open upward. If a is less than 0, so the branches will be open downward. So sketching the graph of a quadratic function which is given in the factorized form, you must remember these points. To draw the graph of any quadratic function f of x which can be given in this factorized form, you must keep the following points in the mind. The point number 1 is p0 and q0 will be such points from which the graph of the function cuts the x-axis. Mean these are your x-intercept. So that will be so easily obtained from this form. Okay, next point. For finding the y-intercept, you need to put x equal to 0. So this point will be calculated when you put x equal to 0. You will get the value of y. So 0 y will be your y-intercept, or in other words you can say that this is the points where the graph cuts the y-axis. Okay. The sign of the A decides that the branches will be open upward or downward. And at last, you need to draw the graph. You need to find some additional points using table. You will use the table. And the last point that is obvious, that the shape of the graphs of all quadratic function is parabola, either if it is given in the journal form, if it is given in the factorized form, or in some other form. So you must keep these points while sketching the graph of the function using the factorized version. So for that I am taking an example. The example is f of x is equal to minus 4x square plus 12. So you need to factorize this and then sketch the graph. So the factorized version factor form, f of x is equal to minus 4x. I am taking common, here is also x, so I am taking common minus 4x, so here will remain x and here will be minus 3. So in other words, this can be written as f of x is equal to minus 4 times x minus 0 x minus 3. You clearly see that this is a quadratic function in the journal form, and the factorized form of this function is this. So compare, let's say this is equation 1. Comparing 1 with f of x is equal to a times x minus p x minus q. We get a equal to minus 4 less than 0. Branches of parabola, it means that branches of parabola will be open downwards. Okay, and the value of p equal to 0 and the value of q equal to minus 3. So thus 0 0, you remember p 0 and q 0, so the value of p is 0, so 0 0 and minus 3 0 are the points at which the graph will cut the x-axis. Okay, so from here you get the points which are x-intercept. This is step number 1. You clearly see that here. Note, p0 and q0 are the points where the graphs of the function cuts the x-axis, mean these are the x-intercept. For the point where the graph cut the y-axis, you will put x equal to 0 for y-intercept actually. So for that, for the point where the graph of the function cuts the y-axis, put x equal to 0. So the given function is as y is equal to x minus 4 times x minus 0 x minus 3. So when I put x equal to 0, So you see that you will get y equal to 0, because 0 minus 0 you will get 0. So 0 multiplied by this and multiplied by minus 4 you will get 0. So this implies that y equal to 0. So thus 0, 0 is the point where the graph cuts the y-axis. Okay, so you get x-intercept and y-intercept. So please, before to proceed on, you need to plot this point in plane. So this is my x-axis and y-axis. Okay, let's say this is -1, this is -2, this is -3, -4. This point is 0, 0, or you can say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say here is 1, 2, 3, and so on. -1, -2, -3. This is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. Okay, so the x-intercepts are 0, 0. This point is 0, 0, and another point is -3, 0. So this is -3, 0. The point which lies on the all the points lies on this horizontal line having the second coordinate equal to 0, and all the points lies on the vertical line y-axis. The first coordinate of the ordered pair must be 0. You know these points. Okay, so these are the x-intercept, and this is also your y-intercept. Okay, this point is x-intercept as well as y-intercept. This point is your x-intercept. Okay, now the value of a is -4, so the branches will be open downward. This is also clear. For the rest of the points, you need some for the rest of the shape. Now you need the vertex, because the branches will be open downward. So what will be the vertex? So for that you need to draw the table. So to draw the graph, we need some additional point, because from this x-intercept and y-intercept you didn't need to draw the graph. You know the shape, you know the x-intercept, you know the y-intercept, mean you know that the graph, where the graph will cuts the x-axis and where the graph will cuts the y-axis, and what will be the shape. But still, from these information you didn't need to draw the graph. You cannot draw the graph. So to draw the graph you need some additional points. So that additional points will be plot by making the table. Okay, so for that I am making this table. The given function is -4 times x into x minus 3. I am making this table. The values of the x must be from the domain. So when I plug -1, so I will get -16. If I plug 1, I will get 8. If I plug 3 by 2, mean 1.5, so I will get 9. If I plug 2, I will get 8. If I plug 4, I will get -16. So this point is -1, -16. So -1, and let's say this is your let's say here some down somewhat you will get -16. Okay, next 1, 8. When I put 1, so I will get 8. Let's say this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 4, 5, 6, sorry, this is 4, this is 5, 6, this is 7, and this is 8. So when I put 1, so you will get 8. So 1, 8. This is the point. 1 8. Okay, okay, when I plug 1, so you will get minus 8, sorry, plus 8, you will get plus 8. Okay, and let's say this is 9. When I plug 3 by 2, mean this point 1.5, this is 3 by 2. So from that I will get 9. So this is the point. This point is 3 by 2, 9. And this point is 1 8. Okay, when I plug 2, I will also get 8. So on 2 you will get this. This is the, okay, okay, here you see that sorry, I calculated wrong. The value of Q here is plus 3. Value of Q is plus 3. So that is your, these are your x-intercepts. Sorry for this. This is not your x-intercept. This is your x-intercept. Okay, next. On 4 you will get minus 16. So you didn't need to draw that. So you see that this point is your vertex. You clearly see that this point is your vertex. Okay, so draw the graph. This is not in correct form, but you must. So that is the shape. So that's how you can construct the graph. Okay, if I take a question from the exercise, so this is the question number 1 of exercise 8.3, part number 1. This is given in the factorized form. So this is the factorized form. You need to compare this factorized form with this general factorized form. The value of P is 1, the value of Q is 3, and the value of A is 1. So A is greater than 0, so the branches will be open upward. Now 1 0 and 3 0 will be the points at which the graph will cut the x-axis. You see that. So when I plug y equal to 0 in the given function, so I will x equal to 0 in the given function, I will get y equal to 3. So that is the point 0 3 is the y-intercept. And to draw the graph, you need to draw some additional points. So that's additional points. For that additional points I make the table. So this is the table. You see, when I plug 0 you will get 3, when I plug 1 you will get 0, when I plug 2 you will get minus 3, when you plug 3 you will get 0, when you plug 4 you will get 3. So plot these points and draw the graph. The shape must be branches will be open upward because the value of A is greater than 0. So that's how you can sketch the graph when you know the factorized form or the factorized form is given. Okay, this part 2 is the assignment. Okay, please do this part 2 and send me through email or WhatsApp. Okay, so this is all about the sketching of the graphs when the factorized form is given. You must remember the points. You must remember the points, these points. Remember these points while sketching the graph of a quadratic function which is given in the factorized form. This factorized form, so P0 and Q0 are the x-intercept. Put x equal to 0 here, you will get the point 0 y, which is the y intercept, the number which is in the product with these two linear factor, mean this a. If this is greater than 0, so the branches will be open upward. If this is less than 0, the branches will be open downward. Okay, so this point, to draw the graph, you also need some additional points, because from these requirements, from these points, you will be not able to draw the graph. So some additional points will be required. For that point, you need to make a table and plot the points from that table, making ordered fields, and pass the graph looking to the shape, and that shape will be decided from the value of the a. And the graph must be parabola, mean shape will be always U shape. So these points must be kept in mind. This is actually the summary of these two video lectures. Video lecture number 19 and video lecture number 20. This is the summary for both the video lectures. Thank you.